Hi, Alegre from Ember Living here today to show you how to make a really easy chicken soup. It took me about 10 minutes to prep the ingredients here. I have a tablespoon of ghee warming on a medium flame, and I'm just going to throw in a chopped onion, a medium-sized chopped onion. And I'm going to stir this around for 2 minutes so that it gets a little bit caramelized. So the onions have been cooking for 2 minutes. I had them uncovered for about 1 minute and then covered for another minute. Now I'm going to throw in 6 chopped carrots and 1 teaspoon of sea salt. Now the reason you add the onions first is because onions are what are called an aromatic, meaning they flavor everything else and you want them to get a little soft and caramelized before you put in other things. Now I'm going to cook the onions and carrots for another 2 minutes. So the carrots and onions are now nice and caramelized, and I'm going to throw in the drumsticks. I'm going to use drumsticks because they're a nice bone-in meat, which is good for a soup. And I'm going to throw them in to brown them with the carrots and onions. I want to make sure to get the skin on the bottom so that it starts to get it gets nice and seared. I'm going to turn the flame down just a little bit now. And I'm going to cover it up like this for 5 minutes. So they've been cooking for a little over 3 minutes. Just going to check them. Ooh, they look nice and brown, so I think I'm going to turn them now. Now here's what I'm going to do. Before I turn them, I'm going to add my spices because I like to do as the Indians do, which is cook your spices a little bit for some extra flavor. So I'm going to throw in the spices, and I put in 2 tablespoons each of parsley, thyme, oregano, and basil, 1 teaspoon of rosemary and cumin. And then I'm going to turn them over to get the skin side down. Again, it's a little bit harder this time because now they're hot, so I can't just throw my fingers in there. But it's going to be really great when you throw in the water, and the water will pick up all that fat on the bottom of the pot. It's called deglazing. Fancy, one of the few fancy chef words I know. And so now the skin this side is down again. I'm going to let that get nice and cooked, and my herbs are getting nice and cooked in there too with the oil and the fat, which will really release their flavor in a delicious way. Now I'm going to put the cover back on for 3 more minutes. Okay, it's been 3 minutes, and if you can hear I'm huffing and puffing because I actually did a few Shailene Johnson PiYo moves while I was waiting. You know, when you're a busy mom, you got to fit in your exercise where you can. Woo! Oh, it smells so good. And now, I'm going to add the celery. This is a bunch of celery with the tops on. If I had the carrot tops, I would put those in the soup too, but my CSA sent me my carrots without tops this week. But you don't want to put those into the very end anyway. But I'm just going to give the celery a quick toss so it can get some of that yummy fat and herb flavor into it. I'm scraping the bottom so that when I deglaze, it'll come up. I also, by the way, the first 3 minutes I actually cleaned up the kitchen. It's really fast. I should shoot in between. It's probably pretty funny what I'm doing in between my cooking. And now I'm gonna throw in the water, which I'm gonna put in 12 cups of water. You hear that sizzle? That's the deglazing happening. I'm gonna turn my flame up so I can bring everything to a boil. That's actually only 8 cups, so I have to put in 4 more cups. Again, get the bottom, get all that yummy stuff off the bottom. And then I'm gonna throw in a couple of bay leaves and my grains, which I usually put in 1 cup lentils, grains and legumes. I usually put in 1 cup lentils, half a cup wild rice, and half a cup quinoa. But when I looked in my pantry today, I was out of the wild rice. So this is 1 cup quinoa and 1 cup lentils. Let me just get the rest of my water. There we go, 12 cups of water, voila. And now I'm just gonna let it all cook for 30 minutes on a nice simmer. So once my water comes to a boil, I'll turn it down to a simmer and let it simmer for 30 minutes. So my soup has been simmering for 30 minutes. You can see the grains are all nice and cooked, and it's a very hearty soup. See all the chicken there. And now for the final piece de resistance. This is my favorite thing to use in soups. It's called Better Than Bouillon. This is their organic chicken base. And I simply put in a couple of tablespoons and stir that around for some last minute kick and flavor. And now it is ready to serve.